Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hello, we keep it dirty off-road. We're continuing our video series as we rehab our 2014 Raptor. Now, if you guys are new to the channel, we found this truck in Ohio, drove it across the country to California. Showed you what's all wrong with it. That's broken, missing, needs bed support, glued it on. Air filter. That's actually normal. Started taking care of the oils and all that stuff. God damn it, I made a mess. And in the last video, we did some exterior mods like the 37s, stuff like that. In this video, we're going to start tackling some of the interior items for the truck. Specifically, we're going to start focusing on the Built Right Industries rear seat release. We're going to install our dash cam. We're going to do cabin filters, both front and rear cab, because that was a big problem with our Gen 2. We're going to install some L-track back seats to hold our gear inside the cabin. And then we're going to fix our VHF radio because it doesn't have all the frequencies we need. And we're going to try a little experiment to try to do a headset with the intercom system that it has. Now let's start here in the back seat. First area we're going to cover is the Built Right Industries rear seat release. It's a very simple mod. For this one, we actually ended up reusing our rear seat release from the last truck. This one came out of our Gen 2, and we had to get a second one because the Gen 1 seats don't release at all. You know, the passenger side one just doesn't drop because there's nothing back there. So we went ahead and got another one from Built Right. So we're actually going to use this thing to try to pop the seat. And you just got to find the pin. Find the pin. It's not easy. There it is. And basically what you're doing, guys, trying to get it on this pin right here, just in like that, and pull it up. So make sure this is facing that, okay, before you put this in. And then this goes right on top of it. Slide that in, and just make sure everything aligns. So that's what you're looking for. You want to align the holes, you want to align the back, and it goes right on top. Put that little tab through, which you can't see now. And on the Gen 1s, it's a tight fit, because it goes right up against that. Cheers. All right, now next, you have to align this. On the Gen 2s, there's a mark. On the Gen 1s, there's painted marks. And hopefully you get it in the right spot. And then you just slam it into place. And that's it. It's a very simple install, worthwhile, you know, to give you that little bit of extra access back here for storage or for whatever you want, right? We're actually going to end up using it because we wanted to get another radio, and we're going to end up putting the radio in the back. We also needed the access for our next thing, which is taking care of the cabin air filters. Now, as far as the cabin air filters, first we're going to address the cabin air filter at the front of the cab. Gen 1s do not come with the cabin air filter at all. Gen 2s do, and the Gen 2s even have easy access to switch out the filter underneath the front airbag. The Gen 1s don't, and you actually get a lot of problems with dust in the cab. So here's a process we use to get a cabin air filter installed by a company called Infinity Overland. They make a really great kit. Highly recommend this upgrade for any Gen 1 guy that's going to off-road. Now, this may look like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but consider the alternative. I actually had a follower send me these pictures I'm going to show you here. If you don't have a cabin filter, all that dust does get inside. Common problem everybody has is you get leaves and who knows what else stuck on the screen, which adds that musty smell. But in the worst case scenario, all that dust settles on the AC condenser, and that dust will eventually turn into a hard mud, and your AC condenser will not work at all. You actually will not get that much airflow. And the only way to fix that is to completely rip out your whole interior just to swap out that part. It is a huge, huge nightmare of a job. And that's why we install the cabin air filter to increase the life of all those components on the inside. If you're one of these guys that already has this filter and you experience the problem with loss of air, it could be one of two things. One, your screen's probably really clogged up. Go and follow our video and check out how to clean out that screen. Or two, it's already been too far gone. That truck has either been off-roaded or you probably off-roaded it already, and your AC condenser's clogged and you're gonna need to swap it out. And it's a big job, guys. It's a very, very big job. So I highly recommend you guys get the kit from Infinity Overland. It's a nice little bit of extra security there. It's going to keep the dust out the cab, and it's going to make the AC components inside the cab last much longer. Next is the rear cab vents. There are two vents in the back of this cab that will let dust in. It just has a little plastic little flap on there. On our Gen 2, we had a ton of problems with these vents. I had it where we had dust just coming out from behind the carpet and all that stuff. It was pretty bad. The Gen 1s aren't as bad, but it's exactly the same cab design. So we're gonna go ahead and treat it. Only done 2 trails with this truck. I know I'm filming this ahead of time. I've already done trails and already seen some dust coming in, so we want to make sure we take care of this right away. All right, to access the cabin vents, it's easy. You just got to pull that pin, that one, and that one. There's that one. There's that one over there too. That's gonna come out. That's gonna give you enough access. If you have a Gen 2 though, Gen 2s, you got to remove the subwoofer, the amp. There's so much more you got to remove on those. Gen 1's so much easier. So dust is actually really good on the Gen 1. When we opened up our Gen 2, there was nothing but dust back here. And looking at the carpet, carpet's in really good shape. Very little dust back here. I mean, there is some.
Yeah, but
very little.
How long it's been up?
Yeah, it's very little. So we're going to do preemptive measure because, you know, California.
You suck.
Yeah.
You suck.
If you're doing this, make sure you spend the time to really clean the area so that the tape has the best hold. As for the filter, it's up to you. We ended up using a spare filter we had for our AC system, so you guys can do that, and we mainly use it for cost. It was relatively inexpensive. If you do go this route, try and get one without all the actual metal supports in it. The metal supports actually makes your life a little bit harder. It's just sitting there poking you, but it does give you some rigidity, so, you know, just find a nice HEPA filter and you'll be fine. Just tape it on there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It's all about reducing dust. Okay, there you go. Not my best tape job, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna serve its purpose, and that's all that matters. Just to reduce the amount of dust in the cab. That's all I care about. Looks in. Next, we wanted to reinstall our dash cam. This is a big important one for us. We've had a lot of idiots. We've had a lot of scammers throughout the years. A lot of people lie. It's something that everybody should be running in this day and age. It's going to save you a ton of money in insurance. We reused the camera from the last truck, so this is the same exact camera from our last truck. Even the wiring and everything is almost identical. The only thing that's a little bit different is the fuses that you have to use at the bottom. The fuses for this truck, even if you got the appropriate add fuse, it will not fit. So we ended up using a different kind of fuse. So this right here is the type of fuse that normally goes into a Gen 1 down at the bottom. This adder circuit won't fit because of how wide the adder circuit is. These little gaps right here. The fuse literally can only fit in there, and it's pretty deep, so it won't go in. So in order to add a fuse tap, get a key switch or something like that under the dash, you have to get one of these. It's basically the same width, and it allows you to fit it in there without causing any issues. Okay, so we're going to link this adder circuit in our Amazon page. This is the adder circuit you need if you're going to do a dash cam onto your truck and be able to wire it to the fuse panel. Otherwise, you're going to have to wire it to the battery, which is not a good idea. There's a technical name for this. I forget what it is. I'll put it here in the comment, whatever, up on the screen. But to add this adder circuit, you have to add this kind of adder circuit. Now, the other problem we had was finding a key switch circuit was a nightmare under there. I mean, we tried every single circuit I think that there was available under there. The other thing too is you got to get the extra fuses too. You got to order the fuses to match the new different circuit because you got to replace the fuse as well that you took. So like if you take a 15 amp circuit, the little low profile one, you have to have a 15 amp high profile one so that you can put it in the outer circuit. So we ended up finding this 15 amp at the very top. I don't remember which one it was. I'm not about to go in there and find out, but if you guys have to do it, just know it's one of the 15 amps towards the top of the fuse box. Next area we tackled was the L-track in the back. I'm going nuts with L-track in this truck, I know guys, but it's highly beneficial. You guys can see we did 2 rails, 2-foot rails in the back that we cut, and then a large 4-foot rail for the very back. And then this is how we can secure all the stuff back here so that it doesn't go around. We are going pretty fast on the trails. Things bounce around a lot. So we needed a way to secure it. We're going to be securing it with straps this time so that our cooler and nothing flies. And this is going to give us the best option. Now, one thing to keep in mind, guys, that my truck did not have the stock jack. So keep in mind that the bolts may interfere with your stock jack trying to slide that in and out. You may not have access to that stock location. Now, while we were in here too, we also added a little bit of extra storage to the center console. Now, that's another thing we're doing. This is kind of a cheap solution, but it's a way to add more storage on that front end because, you know, that's a problem. So we're just going to add a little bit extra tape because I think it doesn't have enough. That's it. Not enough for the amount of off-roading you do. Exactly. It's going to shake off like crazy. Hey, Dad. That doesn't seem like enough tape. He's going to go right here next to the center console. Just kind of clean it up. I'm going to do a test fit too, see how it fits. Let's see. That's all it is. Just a simple little piece to add some storage under there because there's no storage here. Look at that. There's nothing. There's nothing. Where am I going to put shit? It's going to fall all over the place. So, yeah. Here we go. It's hot in here. Sorry, I can't help it. Oh, shut up. Stealing my line. It's the line I tell your mom all the time. It's a good line. Her reaction is pretty much the same as I just did. So. Gently, Dad. Gently. Oh my God, it's so hot up in this bitch. Turn on the car then. No, scare the neighbors. Just think, Dad, we do a long fuel or a long trip. We start this car at like 3 in the morning. Everybody's gonna hate you. Oh yeah, literally gonna wake up the neighborhood. All right. I don't know, Dad. That doesn't seem strong enough. It really doesn't. I wish there was like some kind of bolt. Oh shit, right? But I also don't want to drill this either. Yeah, it'll ruin your storage. Did we do the Ethan test or is it too fragile? No, I think this is gonna be too fragile. I think this is gonna be good for like one run. The paperwork. I think that's about all we're gonna be able to put there is paperwork. I think if I put some fries in there, I might be done. Damn it, I got it for the fries. I need a better way to hold fries. Yeah, see? It's already coming apart. Stupid thing. Alright, if this comes apart, we're gonna put some proper fucking double stick tape on there instead of the shit that they gave us. Alright, can we get out of here now? It's way too damn hot in here. Yeah. Another thing checked off. Now, the last area we needed to cover on this video is fixing our PCI radio. The radio came with the truck, and it's a really good radio with an intercom system, but for whatever reason, it was programmed to Midwest frequencies only. Basically, snowball frequencies, and that's it, which is not going to help us down here in SoCal, where you have a lot of people off-roading, so you finding a frequency that's open and clear is a little bit more challenging. So we went ahead and went to PCI here in Southern California, got on their office. They were able to reprogram our radio back to their standard frequency list, which is great. That gives us more options on the trails here. And then while we were there, we also tried to do a little bit of an experiment and got a pigtail so that we can try to make our own headset. I'm not a big fan of over-the-ear headphones. I really hate these kind of headphones, and this is all you can do with off-roading. All the companies, all the headsets, this is all you have, and I don't like this. I really don't like this feeling. You know, my tinnitus starts acting up with something like this. That's all I hear is myself breathing and the high-pitched whine from the tinnitus. So I'm not a big fan of these. I wanted to do something that's more open air. We tried to do a little experiment to make our own so that any headset could work. Unfortunately, it didn't work, guys. The headset has very strict requirements for the type of microphone and everything like that. Even the speaker requirements are pretty strict. So we ended up doing something else. So because of those odd requirements, we ended up getting PCI Race Radio's helmet kit, and basically we made our own headset. And what I did here, guys, is I took a standard crap $10 headset, I ripped out the speaker and all the internals off of it, put the PCI speaker, which is this little thing right here, and we tied their microphone that's required in order for it to work, tied it up in there. It's not the best solution. It doesn't quite stay where it needs to be, so I'm gonna have to figure something out later, but it works for now and it meets my requirements, so I'm not sitting there hearing my ears ringing the whole time and I'm not uncomfortable, because these are very uncomfortable in long periods of time, and we're out there 6-8 hours on the trails. I don't want to be wearing this on my head all day and getting the marks from it and being uncomfortable. All right, guys, so that's it for this video. Put any questions or comments below. We still have a whole lot more coming on the rehab of this truck. Next episode, we're gonna start addressing rust, and then soon we're gonna show you guys everything we did on the suspension, because there's a lot, and then finally get this truck on trails. And there's really is so much more, guys, because even after we get this truck on trails, there's still more stuff that we want to take care of. So that's it, guys. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching. Guide the vacuum and then somebody to point that to oh fuck, I can't even speak, but we got it cleaned.
Yeah, so you just need somebody to put their hand in there like an idiot and just kind of like, you know, reach around. You need some idiot to hold the fucking vacuum cleaner, and then you need the wife over here to tell you what you're doing wrong, to tell you which way to go, and then not like, you know, listen at all when I say right and you go fucking left because you don't know directions. Stop. I swear to God, I will break the truck. You put me on video, the truck is toast.
All right, guys, that by far is the hardest part. So just keep in mind here.
Not for me, it wasn't.